It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean, that's me, Jay Black.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Shirts. Tight shirts. Oh, let me get Jay Black in here. All right. Oh, so the sound effects, we took the loop off. Oh, I got to adjust to that. Wait a second.
Oh, I took the loop off. Oh, yeah, I did. Because Trent said he emailed me new Dr. Smith drop and then a new Kamari drop. So that's in there now.
All right. Sometimes that loop, I got used to using it. All right, we're good. I'll get used to the other way. Sometimes it works out perfectly.
Well, no, every day you got to do it though. Good morning. What it do?
Once I put it in, pause. It's the hey.
Oh, you hear the baby? You hear the grandbaby? Yeah, she's up early.
Hey. Good morning.
He coming in with a quote.
Yeah, he came in with a quote. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Word up. You old school motherfucker with word up. Go ahead.
He's 50 now. He's 50. He's still in his birthday week.
50. Join the club.
Trent said present. Check out his new drop he did for Dr. Smith.
You're protected by the red, the black, and the green.
Put your hands in the air. Make some noise.
Time to get your knowledge up and get ready to write down some facts with Dr. Aaron Smith.
Heed the words of the brother, Sissy.
There you go, trendsetter.
There you go.
Keep them copywritten instrumentals nice and tight and short and yes. There you go. Very nice work. Thank you, trendsetter. Get the other good mornings in there. Listen, I went down a super rabbit hole. I got so much stuff today that I know we're not going to get to everything because some of the stuff is going to start some dialogue and some back and forth legs. What up? Good morning.
What up?
I got Snoop Dogg trying to explain his behavior. I got Tory Lane's lawyers breaking the news and letting you know other people breaking Tory Lane's news. Trouble is about to happen. I got topics about male reproductive rights. TP, what's up? Good morning.
Male reproductive rights? Okay.
Male reproductive rights. I have an Uber situation. It's in a black and a white. I think she sounded white, but Jamal made it sound like the guy who put it up there made it sound like it was a he. I'm going to let you see that situation. Yesterday, I watched the Knicks game. Boston took us out. We're coming back to Madison Square Garden. I just want to say this, and y'all can take it the way y'all want to take it, but I have to keep reminding y'all how ridiculous the NBA is. I saw something last night that I have never seen in the history of me watching basketball.
What's up, Asha? What you see?
In the third quarter, I saw something, and Jalen Brunson was asked about it. And I just got to tell the NBA, y'all got to be a little better than this.
Shelly.
I don't know if you want me to say that.
I mean, just how crazy was the quarter? I mean, I guess.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, the question was asked, how did he feel about getting the five fouls in one quarter? NBA, y'all didn't need to get involved.
Kirsten.
Y'all didn't need to get involved, but y'all need the series to continue on for money and ratings. Y'all didn't need, in the history of basketball, I have never seen a player who didn't do it on purpose. I've never seen a star player ever in the history of basketball get 5 personal fouls. If you play a video game, if you play NBA 2K, it'd take you everything you have to get 5 fouls on one player. NBA and NFL. NBA, it wasn't bad enough that y'all gave the Dallas Mavericks the #1 pick after y'all had a secret trade between Dallas and the LA Lakers. How sloppy are y'all going to get? Allen Iverson has never gotten 5 fouls in one quarter. Aaron McKee. It doesn't matter if it was Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or it was George Lynch. What are y'all doing? Chances are they were going to win, but y'all wanted to make sure Jalen Brunson wasn't going to be a part of the fourth quarter. That's what y'all wanted. Like, goodness, can y'all just let us enjoy it? They were going to win anyway. Chances are. How obvious do you have to be? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, no, just let them call the game. NBA, you officials, did you really think nobody was going to notice that one of the biggest stars in the NBA gets 5 fouls in one quarter? In one quarter.
Rashida. They talking about it on ESPN?
Dude, this doesn't make. Why would you do? Just
what
let.
up,
I understand getting him in foul trouble because that's what you're gonna do. Every NBA player knows that. Every NBA player knows the reason why it's so hard to close out a series is because the league would rather the series go another game. Andre Iguodala said that on a podcast when he was playing with the Sixers. He told his young players, dog, we got to win by 15 tonight in order to win. And the young players were like, what are you talking about? He's like, trust me. In order to close this out, we're going to have to win by 15. This is and this is why I watch from a distance and I enjoy the moments. Jay wants to know why we enjoy the moments. Just enjoy the moments because eventually they're going to stick their hands in it. It's no coincidence that the NFL fired 3 NFL officials that were officiating the Kansas City Buffalo Bills championship game. You think that's a coincidence? Because it was too obvious. They said, dog, y'all don't know how to run this. 5.
About that money.
Any person who follows sports, I want you to challenge yourself to find a star, whether it be Kobe, whether it be Anthony Edwards, whether it be Rick Fox, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care if it's the hierarchy. I don't care if it's a role player. I don't care if it's a central role player. You're not getting 5 fouls in one quarter.
Were they legit fouls? They just usually don't call them.
They were calls that they don't call. They were calls that they thought was on another Knick. Everybody's fouling the whole game. Cypher, everybody's
what about Dennis
fouling.
Rodman? He said Dennis Rodman, he got a bunch of fouls in one quarter.
No, he's never gotten 5 fouls in one quarter. I'm telling you, rarely does a star get 5 fouls in a game. In a game. I think one year LeBron fouled out once. Go figure. I think it was one whole season like Michael Jordan fouled out of an entire game.
1 quarter though. It wasn't a 1 quarter.
1 quarter.
Sit your ass down, Jalen.
I said, dog, just let him. When I saw him get the 5th foul, I just said, okay, we'll see y'all in New York. All right, good morning. I want to get that out the way. I wanted to get that whole thing out the way because we got so much to do. Jay Black, how was your night last night? What went on?
Tawana. Caden had a performance at school. That was cool.
What type of performance? Wait a second. What type of
performance?
It was
the chorus. He did. You know, he played the cello, so he loves this cello thing. But yesterday it was a chorus. He's been doing a chorus thing too, singing. So that was
that's
cool.
dope.
Yeah, it was like 5 black, well, 2 blacks, 3. Yeah, it was like 6 people of color out of 40. Yeah.
They said 2 black.
Yeah, it was only 2 blacks, and then you got
why? Because the other ones were light skinned.
They were mixed, yeah, black and white, and then that was it. It was 5 total, but 2 black.
You know, I'm not.
I know. It's something when I go to these stuff. I be so outnumbered. So I'm like, yo, let's see the ratio today. Let's see. I guess 6 out of 2, technically 2, but 6 out of 40. I don't know the percentages.
When you say they're mixed, do you ever take account of your situation on? If somebody was looking at your situation, they would probably say the same thing about. They would
look at Kate and think he mixed because Lady Q so light.
Yeah, because she's mixed.
She's not mixed though.
Well, what I mean, but light skinned. But no. What I mean by if they look, they're going to think that he's mixed just on how he looks. So you don't even know this for a fact.
No, you could tell. Well, you see the parents too in the crowd, but you could tell when a kid is biracial versus just light skinned.
But doesn't Lady Q have some biracial in her?
No, she don't. I know. I always mess with her and say that, but her mama and daddy black.
Yeah, but just somebody down in her generation, somebody in.
Well, if that's the case, we all got something in.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm
slave masters. If we do our 23andMe, and we all might got something going somewhere.
Yes, that's what I mean. When you that's
2 black blacks. It was 2 black blacks. It was only Caden and 1 other black. It was 2 with 2 black parents. It wasn't no Patrick Mahomes. It was, it was legit Jalen Hurts. We had the Jalen Hurts, and then we had a bunch of Patrick Mahomes. Like that's how it was. But nostalgic Nick said, "What up, Tory? Tory will be freed." He saw it in the subject line.
No, we talked about it, so we'll get to the Tory Lanez thing. My thing was great. Work was fine. It rained a lot, so when it rains a lot,
yeah, it rains.
The losers still come to the store and still return because they have no life. But majority of the time,
they still came out the UPS store to all the rain.
With walkers. Why do you do this to yourself? Number one, you risk your life driving. But I was like, whatever. Fact.
Black Americans have the most white blood. I never done a 23andMe. The whole DNA thing scares me. But I wonder deep down, does my family, got some of that whiteness up in them somewhere? But you can't tell by looking at me. So either we weaned it through it. But yeah, it's interesting.
So Tory Lanez, listen,
we all mixed. Sure.
Yeah, those are facts on facts. What are you talking about? I hate colorism conversations. They're so contrived.
Mike assumed because my wife is light skinned that she's got half white in her somewhere.
Why do you always take everything out of context? I said the originator said Jay Black said that they were blacks and then other blacks. That's how it started. Give me the whole picture. And then I said, well, if somebody would look at your son, wouldn't they think from a distance, they would go like, oh. And then if they saw the parents, if they just looked, if they painted the picture, they'd be like, oh, so she is. That's how this conversation started. My grandfather was the white slave master. Okay, well,
I could believe it.
I believe it. All right.
A couple hundred years ago.
Black, do you consider biracial people black? I ask because they say if your dad is black, then you're black. Listen, redheaded people, ginger people are black now, but Jay Black got black and black. He says Patrick Mahomes ain't black.
Oh.
I guess Kobe Bryant ain't black, right?
Lamar Jackson, black.
Oh, black because his skin color.
Well, like you said, we ain't gonna go down that road. But that ain't what the show
was
about.
There's a lot of non-African in mind. Okay. So Tory Lanez, first, the lawyer came out. His lawyer came out, and I want you to listen to this clip, but listen to the ending on what he's trying to say. This is that one. So listen to the whole thing. Keep your mental stamina, but listen to what he's insinuating at the end.
She was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-confidential disclosure agreement or a
Ms. James is Kelsey's bodyguard. Mr. James is Kelsey's bodyguard who doesn't have an NDA and is coming out.
Confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further illustrates
Listen close.
that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete.
It gets better.
It's just another irregularity in the list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? Not long ago, Unite the People.
Now, I'm just, listen, I'm going to try and do this without getting into the back and forth with people. There's a lot of stories that Tory Lane's defense team at the time was compromised. Played some of that yesterday. That they were compromised because why wouldn't his defense team ask for everybody's DNA? And why wouldn't they? So he's pointing out the irregularities. Why didn't anybody get tested that was in the car except Tory Lane? That's a pretty obvious question.
This was all talked about months ago when the trial was happening.
And and everybody was walking around as if they would say, "Oh, that didn't. I wasn't in the courtroom. Did that do that?" And that, well, we know for a fact it did now because the man still went to jail. He went to prison and got stabbed 14 times.
Oh, I missed this one.
The black versus the light skinned makes someone less black than someone else. And my hair is dyed red, so I'm a ginger now. Laugh out loud. That's funny. So, with this being said, this is where this is where we think.
Word.
This is where things get weird because if he's gonna be freed and they're gonna open up this case again, now people are gonna be asked to why they lied. If this is proven that he didn't shoot. And for a person who watches Law and Order every night.
Not the Law and Order degree. Hold up now. Go ahead.
For a person who watches Law and Order. Every night.
Go ahead, expert. Go ahead.
There's going to be a whole lot of explaining, a whole lot of jail time comes out if they find out you lied under oath. There's going to be a whole lot of problems if you lied under oath.
They have to free him.
Now, another piece of the puzzle. And this is where
I never believed he shot her based off what was presented at the trial and evidence.
Well,
she was watching all the evidence. She never believed he did it.
I wish you was on the show when everybody was telling me, when everybody was shitting on Torey and saying yes he did and yabba dabba do. I wish you was here then. But this is where I'm going to make it. The Law and Order degree.
That's what with me.
They interrupted investigations. It's perjury. There's all types of shit going on here. There's all types of stuff that come with jail sentences. There's all types of shit. So let me just put the race card. This is where I would be worried when this white tee starts coming up and saying and starts speaking in behalf of what's his name, my man Torey. When this type of woman starts getting in front of the microphone and saying these things, there's definitely trouble.
Prison without incident. Torey was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George.
We gotta take that from the beginning. When did he get stabbed? When did the stabbing happen?
Without incident. Torey was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in 2 years in prison without incident. Torey was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in this case. You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Torey was nearly killed. For over 2 years in prison without incident.
So after the story breaks and after certain teams are told about the story, he gets stabbed 14 times. Now, when we talk about it, we're conspiracy theories. When people part of a legal team talk about it, it's called a motive. Wording changes everything. Words are powerful. Wording changes everything. Now it ain't no conspiracy theory. Now it's motive. Somebody said Little Kim did go to jail for perjury. She was actually up in the jail in Philly by that club that we used to go to for a little while. I don't know where she spent the majority, but I know she was there for a little while. Yeah, because it was like some street code that he didn't want to speak on. But since they also played that recorded phone call with him and that girl, it was almost like he was admitting it. Almost. It wasn't like he was admitting. We don't know what exactly he was about. He might be apologizing for getting her in some shit. But the fact of the matter is, his DNA ain't on the gun.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Somebody's DNA on it. And if mine ain't on it, whose is it?
But why a big conspiracy for a D-list? I don't know. Maybe it's because he did the TikTok that he said he cracked the code.
Something about Rock Nation got something to do with it. That's what they're saying.
His father came straight out the courtroom right afterwards and pointed the finger.
Yeah, he's not an A-list celebrity. So
I mean, Tory Lanez was popping. At the moment, Tory Lanez was popping. Tory Lanez was a big artist, and he made a video saying he cracked the code, the music code on how to make money.
That's false, TP. TP. Somebody disagree with you. Nostalgic Nick.
He made a video. Hey, a lot of things going on. All I know is he was at the Kylie Jenner party, so somebody thought he was popping.
Yeah, that makes you official. If you make it to the Kylie Jenner party, all right. You in the circle now.
You in the circle now.
You made it.
As vain as that might sound, that is what it is. When you walking in with Megan and y'all walking out together, so I listen. I we'll wait to see. All I know is we know he did get stabbed.
Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Daryl. And we know that this wasn't going away.
Somebody shot her in the foot. Somebody did. I know they saying it's the friend, this and that, but that man he had his trial, he had his day in court. And they said
he got railroaded, allegedly. He got railroaded.
So there's a whole lot of people that's hemmed up for something they didn't do. Good morning, Stacey Mitchell.
And I don't know how the guy the bodyguard who came forward, listen, the fact that was the loose end that didn't get taken care of, he didn't get taken care of, the fact that he was out here and people knew it, that's
well, good luck to Tory. I'm more interested in the Diddy trial, honestly, than Tory Lanez, but I get the conspiracy where you're going with it. Well, no. The motive.
I'm into freeing innocent people.
Good morning, Diane.
Y'all into hearing about urination in people's mouths. I'm into freeing innocent people. That's what I'm into. And they lost the bullet fragment. Ashley, listen, it goes on and on and on.
Where'd it go?
It goes on and on and on. Prison officials named the alleged assailant, a 42-year-old. I saw that he is already serving a life sentence for second-degree murder. Yes.
TP back.
Again, that was said so long ago. Why did nobody want to prove his innocence? Because he was trying to prove his innocence. Then he knows who did. He was trying. I don't think you understand when you're in the courtroom up against the state who is trying to fix the game. He was yelling and screaming the entire time. I didn't do this. His dad came out afterwards.
But she's saying if you know who did it, say it. You were in there, so snitch and say the name so you can walk.
How do you even know he knows who shot the gun? He was trying to say I didn't shoot the gun. Who knows? All I know is he's the one who got stabbed 14 times. There are many innocent people in jail.
There's so many, right? In jail. Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
All right, so Breakfast Club has Snoop Dogg. I'm just gonna play this, and y'all tell. I'm not even gonna make my spin. Snoop Dogg wanted to explain why he was on and he did Donald Trump's party, and I'll let y'all have at it. And y'all tell me, maybe she scraped her toe and thought she was shot. No, she was shot. So this is Snoop Dogg explaining his 30 minutes that he says that with
opinions on when you did the crypto ball. Mm-hmm. Does that bother you?
No, I call it 30 for 30. And let me explain that to you. Mm-hmm. I DJ'd at the crypto ball for what, 30 minutes. Made a whole bunch of money, made a lot of relationships to help out the inner city and the community and teach financial literacy and crypto in a space that it don't exist. That's 30 minutes. 30 years, Snoop Dogg been doing great things for the community, building, showing up, standing up for the people, making it happen, being all I can be. So which one is it? 30 for 30. 30 minutes or 30 years? Mm-hmm. Oh, is it a crime?
Nope.
I hated that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I hated how they came at you.
And I love how my people defended me, but I didn't give y'all no ammunition. Meaning that I never said nothing. So it was kind of becoming like, damn, man, y'all keep riding on Dog and man, I ain't finna have that. Y'all can't, but damn, he ain't said nothing. So it's like, I can't fight for another man that ain't gonna fight for himself. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow, is it a crime? I'm fighting.
And then they kept taking the video saying, well, he said this about Trump back then, but then he DJ. But it's not, you didn't endorse nobody. You just you DJ the party.
But those are bots. And then it's entertainers who was getting behind it and trying to make something out of it, which to me is like most of those guys, they live off of the internet and live off of that energy. Mm-hmm. The things that I do, even if I would have done it for him and hung out with him and took a picture with him, can't none of you tell me what I can and can't do. But I'm not a politician. I don't represent the Republican Party. I don't represent the Democratic Party. I represent the mother gangster party. Period, point blank.
All right, man. This is why they don't take it serious. Because we can be bought. This is why they don't take it serious. I hate what they were doing to you. Really, Charlemagne? He went on an assault and talked about anybody who performed with Donald Trump. Called them all types of slurs. Then went and did the same thing. Why? Because they paid him a lot of money. This is why they don't take us serious. They know we're for sale. I just listen. That's why I don't even waste energy anymore. This is why they giggle in the background. We got him. We'll sell him sneakers. Don't worry. We'll offer him a lot of money. Snoop will come DJ for 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, her husband.
Yeah, you change the subject. Don't say not to change the subject, but you change the subject. Her husband, he's a trainer.
Snoop, there you go.
Snoop is still on and will remain on the boycott. And it's the 30 minutes. 30 minutes with you did something for 30 minutes with somebody that has Project 25 that is trying to bring back America to 1930. The gangster party, man, please. The same gangster party that helped lock up millions of Black and Latino. Yeah, that's the party. Neil, what up?
But a gangster party.
Like this is what
you didn't endorse nobody. You just you DJ the party.
You didn't endorse anybody. You tell me how many Jewish people would do 30 minutes for somebody who ran on something that was going directly after them. You told me which one would have done 30 minutes. You tell me. Which one would have done 30 minutes for somebody who equivalently is basically representing a swastika? You tell me which one of them would have done that for 30 minutes and then come back and say, the reason why I did it, because they paid me a lot of money and I was going to bring the community financial literacy.
Yeah, the Jews, they stick together. They stick together.
This is why they don't take us seriously. It just is the stupidity. And this is why he didn't respond in the beginning, because he wanted to work out an answer. He wanted to work out an answer that he could flip to be like, yeah, got you. Now look.
Exactly, Mike. Fuck out of here. Afro Queen. Exactly. Nonsense. Buffoonery. You heard him.
And when y'all, I don't mind Breakfast Club giving the platform. Hold his feet to the fire, Charlemagne. Like, you do know in real life he's not Uncle Snoop to you. You do know that in real life, right?
They ain't your real uncle.
It's ridiculous. He sounded like TD Jakes. Well, if I did do it, boy, bye. Charlemagne is not on the boy, is now on the boycott list as well. All you did was DJ a party. Here are your uncle. Well, stop saying Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom wasn't. Let's say so, but I know what you're saying. All right, bring Kamarian. Bring him in here. What up, big homie?
Sambo. That's not Uncle Tom. Sambo.
Hold up.
Wake up in the morning. It's Thursday time to get your finances together with the Finance Rebel. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping nothing.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Man, y'all make me feel like I'm important. That drop is fire. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Did you get to see the whole video?
I didn't.
Right, so I'll play the whole video. This is Snoop.
One more again.
Explaining.
Opinions on when you did the crypto ball. Does that bother you?
No, I call it 30 for 30. And let me explain that to you. I DJ'd at the crypto ball for what, 30 minutes. Made a whole bunch of money, made a lot of relationships to help out the inner city and the community and teach financial literacy and crypto in a space that it don't exist. That's 30 minutes. 30 years, Snoop Dogg been doing great things for the community, building, showing up, standing up for the people, making it happen, being all I can be. So which one is it? 30 for 30. 30 minutes or 30 years? Oh, is it a crime?
Nope.
Oh, now
I hated that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I hated how they came at you.
And I love how my people defended me, but I didn't give y'all no ammunition. Meaning that I never said nothing. So it was kind of becoming like, damn, man, y'all keep riding on Dog and I ain't finna have that. Y'all can't. But damn, he ain't said nothing. So it's like, I can't fight for another man that ain't gonna fight for itself. So tomorrow, is it a crime? I'm fighting.
And then they kept taking the video saying, well, he said this about Trump back then, but then he DJ.
He just didn't say things about Trump back then. He said things about people. He said, we're talking about people who are going to perform with him and rock with him. He slurred them out and made fun of them. Charlemagne, tell what he really did instead of treating him like your real life uncle.
It's not, you didn't endorse nobody. You just you DJ'd a party.
But those are.
And Charlemagne knows damn well you don't have to endorse somebody to help him get a good photo shoot, to get a good look for America, for people to go like, well, Snoop likes him. He don't have to endorse him. He doesn't have to come out and endorse him. The same way why Trump wanted everybody when they came down that escalator to just get a photo op with them. He just wanted to take a photo op with Steve Harvey. He just wanted a photo op with all these people, just for the look.
And then there's entertainers who was getting behind it and trying to make something out of it, which to me is like most of those guys, they live off of the internet and live off of that energy. The things that I do, even if I would have done it for him and hung out with him and took a picture with him, can't none of you tell me what I can and can't do. But I'm not a politician. I don't represent the Republican Party. I don't represent the Democratic Party. I represent the mother gangster party. Period, point blank. And G don't explain. So that's why I didn't explain. That's why I didn't go into detail when I'm trying to counsel and say he fell out. Even on my Instagram page, like after that, I would post and I see he a sellout. You know what I would do? Jump right in their DM with a video. Sad. Oh, what you want to do? And guess what they would do? Oh man, I'm just a fan, man. I didn't really. I'm sorry, man, Snoop. You got me jump all off in your talk to you face to face. Don't hit me on no he'll sell out on Instagram or this and that.
So he got on people's DMs.
He was responding.
He got on people's DMs and he wants us.
What's up, sucker?
That's gangster.
What you want to do?
That's gangster. That a 50-year-old man went in and sent videos.
What's up, partner?
And Charlamagne watched him do it. Knowing how he knows how ridiculous that sounds.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Charlamagne isn't the smartest person, even though he is smart. I'm not saying he's not smart, but his analytical analysis of things is often lacking. And I don't know why I do know, but it's funny how Charlamagne has been able to navigate into this political space, and he has absolutely no political credentials. Just because you work in radio doesn't mean you know anything about politics.
And this is why they don't this is why they don't fear our celebrities. This is why I tell y'all, stop waiting on these celebrities, because these celebrities is all compromised. They're compromised. They got agendas.
Because I'm really engaging like that. You know what I'm saying? And my work should speak for me. Like, don't take my personal or my business and try to involve it in my life on who I am as a person. The things that I do in real life should.
Did you hear what he did? I just want y'all to, when people.
Well, hold on. Y'all all do radio. Y'all interview. What would your follow-up question be? I know what mine would be, but what would your follow-up question be?
Are you against Donald Trump or not?
That's one.
You go ahead. What's your follow-up question?
My follow-up question is, well, are you going to apologize to everybody that you slandered in 2016?
Yeah. Because you know what he said in 2016. We saw the video, but listen to this. I want y'all to pay attention to silly words, and people think when they get to talking that what they're saying makes sense.
Don't take my personal or my business and try to involve it in my life on who I am as a person. The things that
he said, I'm going to let him say that again. I'm going to let him say that again. So I'm not the one
on Instagram or this and that, because I'm really engaging like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my work should speak for me. Like, don't take my personal or my business and try to involve it in my life on who I am as a person.
But ain't that part of your work?
he just said, don't take my personal.
I know.
Person, the things that I do in real life should matter to you more. You understand what I'm saying? Not what I do when I'm DJing or making music or doing this and that. What is he like as a real person? You hear people.
The real person is the person that made the decision to do something for somebody for your benefit, who we know is the danger, whose whole goal is to whitewash this country, whose whole goal is to let South African immigrants in and kick out South African white immigrants in and kick out every brown and black immigrant out. And you don't see the problem in that? This is why they laugh. Everybody's for sale.
That is true. That is true.
I just go like, it gets worse and worse and worse. Malcolm X talk about celebrities trying to be civil rights leaders, and this just reinforces everything. You're compromised. You don't believe you got the golden ticket. So as long as you ride out, you ain't the one getting deported. You ain't the one not getting due process.
No.
It just baffles me that the platform that we're supposed to have, we don't have. If you're not going to have that discussion, go ahead, Kamar.
But can you really own the platform when it's either not a person who's a true ally, which is rare, or black or brown owned? Radio 1 is not black owned.
Well, that's iHeart. You can't blame Radio for this one.
I'm sorry.
Even worse. Yeah.
Because Radio 1 was at least started by a black woman.
Yeah.
iHeart Radio. That was I confused them. Sorry.
Oh, Chrisette Michelle was destroyed. Come on.
And that was unfair to her.
And all she did was sing at the we didn't even know. We knew it was a bad day. We knew it was a bad. We didn't know where it was going. He showed us who he is as a real person, a sellout snake, just like I always knew he was. I never followed him. Sellout. Listen.
But bringing up Chrisette Michelle, you got to talk about the misogyny of all this. So the man gets a pass, the woman does not.
Uh-oh.
And she didn't say as much as Snoop did.
You know, Don Johnson said he also talked about the white liberals. I didn't go. What up, Don? I didn't go and watch the whole video. It's just, I get it. It's all a fucking game. So it's all a game. It's all the ratings. It's all the views. It's all the viral moments, and everybody's compromised. Everybody.
It's all about the money.
For that check.
About the cash money.
Everybody's compromised.
Trying to feed my family.
Well, hold on real quick. Trendsetter, thank you for the drop. Now, I sent you my request, bro. Don't forget about me. Did you get my text?
You see what happens, Trendsetter? You see, once you open the door, they come running in.
DJ, I need that. I need all that.
Which one?
1865.
Oh, the Juneteenth. You got to get ready next month. You got to
fire.
Represent. Yes. WokeUpInspired.com.
For those who don't know, I'll be hosting an event for Juneteenth in Dallas next month. So I'll be doing a Juneteenth event. I'll let y'all know more about that. Jay Black, play my pizza song.
He's stupid.
All right, we'll you want the pizza thing?
The hoodie says, "Fuck humble, be amazing." This is a hoodie by my man TORY.
That's TORY, yeah.
F humble.
All right, let's. He wants the pizza. Here's the pizza. There you go.
Serious craving for something I want to eat. I need some cheese, tomatoes, and olives, and maybe even some meat. I need some pizza, 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 pizza. Every time I want that pizza, 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 I go to David's Pizza.
David's Pizza, 209-477-2677.
That's a commercial.
We need a check from him. We need a check. All right. Male reproductive rights. All right. So the conversation that went on, ladies and gentlemen, we've had pizza dude look like Snoop without the hair and sunglasses. Hey, it is what it is, man. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And how much love I got, appreciation for Envy, and I do have appreciation for Charlamagne and what they've accomplished. But hey, that's why they can't take it serious. All right, so two white women, and I hate the fact that I got to keep saying two white women, because I just want to say two women were interviewed and asked some questions about
two Karens.
Well, that's even worse. Come on, we just now it's two Karens, two women. I got to catch myself because this has nothing to do with race. This one is just about gender. And they asked the two women about male reproductive rights. What rights do they really have? And I was shocked to hear what one of the ladies actually had to say. And I thought this was pretty balanced. I thought this is a pretty balanced conversation right here. So here we go. It's coming. Promise.
Body, her choice, and like that. Yeah. My question is, if we give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood, should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
I agree. You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say. How come this mom can't? Let's just say it's a one-night stand, just hypothetical, and the mom comes back to the dad and is like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." Why can't he opt out if she was able to say, "Hey, I don't want this baby"? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
he can sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
I mean,
he is legally bound by child support.
Honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, "I don't want this baby," but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you think it's right?
I mean,
yes or no? I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's
We
on
spend
about that.
so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
There's
Ooh, that part right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that part right there. We need that part.
We spend so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
There's
You told. She made a good point. Even Ash, a woman, is saying she made a good point.
I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's
We
on
spend
about that.
so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
There's
We got 2 women so far, Mike. We got 2. There's a double standard. LaShawn said there's some violent. Oh, here go Lady Q. Me and Lady Q this debate all the time. I knew she was about to pop in.
It's not a double standard. He did what he wanted with his body, so he cannot tell her what to do with her body. His choice ended when he let his kids go inside of her. So, okay, now it's your body. So why does he have to pay child support? Now it's your body. You made the same choice.
Get the link ready because Lady Q be passionate.
She made the same choice. She made the same choice. He doesn't want the baby. So when they make the same choice and the baby's in her body, that's her decision. So now she can have an abortion or not have an abortion. Okay, well, now the guy can say, well, I don't want anything to do with it.
He can definitely sign away his parental rights. How?
Yeah, but he can sign away parental rights all he wants. He's still got to pay child support.
Yeah, like how? The woman, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you can sign away your parental rights.
No, but without the financial obligation attached.
No, you got it. You can sign.
Don't they have to agree? Don't the woman have to agree?
No, you can sign away your parental rights. You still have to pay child support. Don't piss me off, especially after reading that a woman is being kept away and incubate to incubate a baby.
Yeah, some sort they keeping this lady alive until the baby viable.
I don't know but that goes back to the pivot. The pivot is, does a man have a right not to be in a baby's life and decide that he doesn't have parental rights? He can't go. He can't just give up his rights and say, hey, don't want to be a part of this. If a ninja don't want kids, his ass can get snipped. Okay, and if you don't want kids, for every woman who's ever gone into a clinic, if you didn't want kids, you should have got your tubes tied.
Talk, Mike. Talk. Let them know, Mike. That's what I'm talking about.
Mike on his box.
I love
you
it.
You say the same for the women who let him shoot up the club. Yeah, you let him shoot up the club.
You the vessel. You let him up in there. You knew he ain't had no condom on. You knew the chances also. So if we both liable, why can't we both have the options? Yeah, Mike.
Y'all want to give us our rights when y'all want to give us our rights. Y'all want to give us our responsibility when you want to give us our responsibility. It's my baby. I make the choices. The baby comes out. Now you pay for it. I don't know how.
It costs $300,000 allegedly to raise a child for 18 years these days. So it's a costly decision. You got to take it seriously.
The choice is condoms and abstinence because a man knows the power is out of his hands once the woman gets pregnant. Strap up or stay home.
She ain't have no accountability. She just pushed back on.
Does a woman having to be the one carrying that child for 9 months make a difference? Because he produced a fucking human being. So why don't you talk like that to the woman who has the abortion? Why don't you say that to her? Why don't you just say, you just created a fucking human being. What are you doing? And she did what she wanted with her body and allowed him to put kids in her. We're just asking, why can't a man have the same choice afterwards? You cannot sign your rights away unless there's someone to adopt a child. I've seen people sign their rights away. The mother keeps the child. He say, I'll pay you, but I have nothing to do with it.
He ain't gonna better hit Lady Q calling. You should click the link the way he can hear you. You can hear.
Clicking the link. This is a frustrating fucking topic. And it's even more fucking frustrating when you have women agreeing with the stupid ass topic. Okay? Abandoning a baby that's fucking here, that's living, makes you a shitty human being. You absolutely have the right to not be fucking involved. But if the woman so chooses, you have to fucking pay for that baby. Period. We know how sex works. And we also know how abortion works. Since Roe v. Wade became a thing all those fucking years ago, you knew going into when you lay down with that woman, once you release your sperm into her, your choice goes bye-bye. So how about we stop holding fucking women so accountable and hold the men accountable? You still knowing all these things that you're on the hook for 18 fucking years with a bitch you probably don't even fucking like. You still choose to empty your clip inside of her and then spend the next 18 fucking years whining about it. Stop.
Can we acknowledge it's a double standard? Can you acknowledge?
Stop it.
Is it a double standard?
Why is it always the man that has to be a
double standard?
They both knew.
You get to do stuff. I'm frustrated, so I can't even verbalize the ignorance in those kinds of statements.
Okay, so they both.
Like I said, well, what about the woman? Tell the woman. Tell the woman. We've known this forever. When you know something going in, you've made a decision to still do it, and you're hoping that you can coerce or guilt this woman into getting rid of this baby or make her feel like shit. And then you have people jumping on the bandwagon to pile on and make this person feel like shit for either aborting the baby or keeping the baby, and then seeking financial help with the child that was helped created. You knew this going in. So how about we call the men stupid? How about we call the men crazy? How about we call the men, why the fuck you keep releasing your clip into her instead of trying to turn it back around and saying shit like, well, why she let me come to her? And why she did it? Like, come on now. Why is everything a woman's fault?
I told you, Mike.
Stop it.
Because she's missing the entire point of her emotion.
Missing the entire point. He said you're missing the entire point.
No, wait. This is exactly why every fucking right is being stripped away from fucking women. There's no birth control. There's no consequences, fucking men. Men can go out here and impregnate 10 fucking women in a week if they fucking want to. A woman can have one child in 9 fucking months, and yet all the regulations are against her fucking body. All the hate, all the nasty fucking comments come against the woman who is choosing to either abort or keep a baby. All the disgust goes to the fucking woman. It's bullshit. Regulate a man's fucking body and see how the fuck that feels. And then when you say, oh, well, there's transgender, there's gays, and everybody want to be a woman, and this, that, and then y'all define a woman as they can have kids, but then as soon as they want to have their kids or they want control over that, then it's, oh, well, they're foul for that. They knew what it was. He didn't want the baby. He fucked her. He released in her, and then she's gonna keep the baby at that nerve. Where's the responsibility for the fucking man to not empty his fucking clip?
All right, thank you.
Come the fuck on. Like, I'm over it. I'm fucking sick of it. Everything, the bar is in fucking hell. Men out here ain't shit. They have no fucking accountability. They've been fucking coddled. And this is exactly fucking why. Because you have other fucking women jumping and co-signing me dumb shit.
Thank you. Damn, she's bad. I told you she's passionate.
But this is what I get from that. You pivoted to 5 different things. When the question is, should a man have a right, if you have a right to end your responsibilities, should a man have a right to end his responsibilities? That's it. Everything else, I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Oh, God.
That is just the question.
You call
if
back?
The same way a man used.
What I said was he has the right to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, but you're gonna fucking be, if she chooses, you're gonna be financially fucking responsible for the seed that you fucking created. That's what I said. I didn't fucking pivot on nothing.
She pivoted to like 5 different things. A woman has a right to choose whether she wants the finance or responsibility or not. A man doesn't. That's not equal. I'm not saying everything. The point she made wasn't right,
and they both should be accountable. TP said they both did the act. They both should be accountable.
But she has to carry and give birth. Then it will always be the woman's decision first. If rights are given away, he doesn't have to pay. That's not true. If rights are given away, he doesn't have to pay. Now we've known how sex and both parties. This is what both parties. So when women are mad that men aren't taking care of their kids, guess what? You've known that for 50 years that's a chance. Both parties know this.
Okay.
This is an age-old debate. These people knew what were their options when they laid down. The whole question was, why don't men have any reproductive rights.
I'm just trying to keep it simple.
That's all it is. You know it's not fair. So
Y'all
just
need
say,
to get Lady Q a show.
just say it's not. Just say this. It's not. Like I've said this forever. What's real and what's right. What's right is that's not right. But what's real is that's exactly what happens. That's it.
Y'all need to get Lady Q a show.
I was paying $850 a month for child support and still was a father to my daughter. Shit, she's 28 and still lives with me. I won't let her leave.
Shout out to Cypher.
Facts. That has always been my argument. She knew the consequences of having unprotected sex. They both did, just as well as he did. Yes, they both did. They both did. Guess what? I made a decision to get my tubes cut and burnt them so I didn't have more kids. Yes, that was my choice, not his. I used to think that was just a symbolic thing that y'all would say a metaphor, but I found out they really do burn to make sure. We got to hold both parties accountable equally. And listen, that's not the reality. I'm cool. I get it. I agree with what she said. I get it. I know. This is please stop saying people are using abortion as birth control. Now, yeah, I mean, it happens.
Here come the pet ride. I think I'm getting those comments now. Thank you, Lady Q. Nasir said, "Wow, yeah, that's
what up, Nasir."
Both consensual adults are responsible when they lie with each other. All we want to know is what reproductive rights. Because reproductive rights, men don't have any when it comes to that shit. But then, obviously, I agree with
Lady Q. Okay, let's see what Katie. She always got.
First of all, Mike, when it comes to tube tying, most doctors will not allow a woman to tie her tube. Well, I know a woman who they were suggesting to tie her tubes, but okay, without first having multiple kids sometimes or obtaining consent from her husband. Well, I don't know. Once again, y'all.
Mike said, I'm trying to stick to the basics of should the man
give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support.
I agree. You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say. How come this mom can't? Let's just say it's a one-night stand, just hypothetical, and the mom comes back to the dad and is like, hey, I'm pregnant. Why can't he opt out if she was able to say, hey, I don't want this baby? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
he can sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
I mean,
he is legally bound by child support.
Honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you think it's right? Yes or no? I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's
We spend so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
That's what it is, and I get it. And everybody, listen, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But to blame and to start and the whole thing to blame everything for fathers who are taking care of their kids, for fathers who have done everything in their power, y'all not gonna lump me in with the rest of these cats.
The mics of the world, yeah.
Y'all not gonna lump me in when the majority, the men that are closest in your life, you've seen them step up and be fathers. Y'all not gonna lump me in with the good old propaganda that men knew what they were doing and you've also seen women drag men and use babies as paychecks for real.
Facts.
You've also seen women use babies to destroy men. You've also seen that. It's on both sides. The disgusting game is on both sides. 100% Lady Q. That's exactly my point. The choice goes away. So you choose to strap up or stay home because the baby winds up in the woman's womb and then she has no choice. Strap up or stay home. Well, if put Asha's back. If that is the case, put Asha's then shouldn't y'all? I'm going to do what y'all do to us. If that is the case and y'all know the ramifications, shouldn't y'all be the ones to have the precedent to say, I will not have sex with a man unprotected then? Since you know this is the outcome for hundreds of years, but y'all keep doing it.
Get a vessel.
Because all y'all keep telling us is, y'all keep doing it. Y'all know what's going to happen. Y'all know what's going to, okay.
You're allowing them to come inside of you.
We all know what's going to happen. Both parties are irresponsible. Yeah. The question is, do both parties then have the same rights afterwards? He can't tell you to get an abortion, but should he have the same right to say, I want nothing to do with this financially from the minute it starts? That's all we're asking. Because a woman can decide financially, I don't want this, so I'm getting an abortion.
Are we letting viewers on today?
I put the link out there. I put it again. But yeah, if somebody want to click the
link.
Put it again. So I put it again on YouTube. Well, you know, there's a YouTube link though.
Ms. Clark said no one is blaming the female. They are just asking if both parties know the consequences. Why are both parties given the same option?
Bam. Thank you, Ms. Clark. That's it. Ms. Clark gets it.
So Nasir, hop on over to YouTube. You'll see the link to come on in and drop your comment.
Time is not irreversible. Well, it is. Well, that's not what. Listen, I can't have the person come on here because that's none of my business. So I can't have the person come on here who the doctor suggested that you get a 2 times and said a bunch of stuff. So I'm not gonna. Men still control women's body rather than whether they want to admit it or not. We don't. We don't. The government does. We don't. So stop saying men. We, these 3 individuals right here, have no control.
Zero.
Zilch. Zip nada. That's why I'm drinking my tea.
He loses his choice once he ejaculates.
And those are facts. Those are facts. I ain't got no problem with that. That's not the question. Society could play a bigger part. Put a big ass billboard signs up that say men don't forget. You can, first of all, that's the problem because that's the whole problem. And I don't even want to get into the game that condoms break. I'm not even going to get into that game. I'm not again game that women have gotten pregnant on birth control. I'm not even getting into that game. It's never going to be equal because the baby doesn't wind up in a man's body. It winds up in a woman's body. That's just science. Facts. The decision is the same before. Because nobody wants to regulate a man's fucking. I mean, listen, your body is being regulated, but that's what I mean about pivoting. That's not the question. We're getting the fucking right because the government is all up in our damn uterus. How does that have something to do with us?
with Mike's
and the question, once again, I know you have a valid gripe. Matter of fact, it's more than a gripe. It is disgusting what the government is doing, that women are put in jail. And I just had this conversation. I had to check somebody and say women are put in jail and having to explain their miscarriages now because they're getting blamed for miscarriages. Yes, she had to explain. She got locked up trying to explain her miscarriage and how she shouldn't have been traveling while she was pregnant. I get that. That's not the question. What up?
It can't be equal. Men don't carry the child, period. Afro Queen said. It'll never be equal.
So just remember that.
Do you think it's fair? Look, do you Afro Queen goes back to the question. Do you think it's fair?
And just go back to Afro Queen. Just remember that statement when I use it on a subject.
Ooh, it can't be equal.
Remember that. Because I'm writing it down, Afro Queen. I'm writing it down.
Listen, fair doesn't exist. Fair is not a real thing. So
it can't be equal. Okay.
Some people do abortion, birth control. Yeah, they use abortion as birth control, which is sad. Some do.
According to the majority, reproductive rights rest only with the woman. So, and that's the real fact. That's all.
That part, Afro Queen.
I don't think you have a choice. She's 28. Cypher, I don't think we are sticking to the point because you clearly said women should just. No, I didn't. First of all, I didn't say they should clear.
He didn't say they should just.
I didn't say they should get their tubes.
Kay, they heard what she wanted to hear on that one.
I said those are options, and then I said somebody that I know, the doctor actually advised them to get their tubes tied.
Shirley said, "It's your right to not have sex as well."
It is your right.
So, Mike, here's a question. What do you tell your daughters?
About what?
This situation right here. Because this is a real conversation, right?
If they get pregnant?
Or prevention of pregnancy.
Or prevention prior.
Prevention? I mean, listen, I've had the uncomfortable conversations, especially with Monty, my oldest. I had the uncomfortable conversations. Listen, there's consequences to this. But understand, no matter what happens, I got you. But I'm telling you now, when you share that with somebody, you're That I'll give you an unfair that's not equal. You're sharing more than he's sharing. Because he's penetrating you. You're sharing more than what he's sharing.
Because you're the vessel. You're the ultimate head hot. Like it's nothing happens without you, period, as the vessel.
And
you
unfortunately, yep, you're the vessel. Mike, you will not receive a yes or no answer when it comes to this type of question because it's just not. It's just not. We know it's not fair. So cool. If y'all would have just said it's not fair, that's just the way it is. I'm like, yeah, I've been telling y'all that. And y'all been yelling at me when I tell you what's real and what's right.
That's what you're searching. I see. He was trying to figure out where to find the stream at.
Yeah, it's streaming on my page too, on YouTube.
Isn't he on?
No, he was trying to get. He's on Facebook right now. He was trying to get to the link. Where am I at, Miss Clark? Miss Clay. I'm gonna get you run through these comments because they build up.
All right, run through the comments.
Go ahead, Kamar. You want to read them all?
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why do women insist on a man using a condom? If a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, she knows how to prevent it. Once again, looking to blame. Man, sir, just talking about the vessel. Go straight to hell. Talking about
I always say the vessel gets her mad because you're the vessel. You're ultimately the vessel. You're the end all be all. Nothing can happen without the vessel. I can shoot up wherever I want to shoot, but if the vessel says no, ain't nothing popping. But go ahead.
No, they don't have the same rights. No, they don't have the same rights. Cool. StreamYard, that's it. That's all. Okay. And that's exactly true. That's why men can use control, strap up, or stay home. That's where your power lies. That's where your choice is because of science. Once you have sex, it's possible. Yes, because men don't sacrifice their body until when men can get pregnant. Miss me. And until y'all can go to jail.
Miss me on that, right?
But so y'all can go to jail for not paying your child support. So y'all can go to jail and your check can get swiped. Miss me on that one too. I don't know someone who had.
Yeah,
I do know somebody who had the tube, whatever, reverse.
The reverse. So you got your tube.
I was told that it can be reversed. It can be reversed. What makes you think women have not been trying to control pregnancies? We are the ones who take the birth control pills. They didn't even make contraceptives. Even with contraceptive, babies can happen. Yes, that's what I just said. One would think men would take charge and stop emptying their clips in women if they know how it works.
So wait a minute, I have a question.
Miss Edie, good morning.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What about when a man is taken advantage of? Let's not act like that's not a thing. So there's been plenty of times ladies have gotten a man inebriated on whatever substance and then took advantage of him. And pregnancy was a result of that. So then what happens in that instance?
Wait, what do you mean took advantage of him?
Let's say y'all both went out, y'all got drunk. The man didn't necessarily consent, but the act occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And pregnancy follows. So then what about that?
Ain't nobody gonna believe you. That's the first part. Nobody's gonna believe the man in that situation. And we know that.
But that does happen.
And then I just want to just muddy the waters even more. What if the dad says, what if the father of the child, if you say vessel one more, I'm gonna lose my
She hates when I say that.
But this is my question. This is the real, because we always base this conversation based on men not wanting the child. What if the man says, I will take care of the child. You don't have to be a part. And she says, I'm still having the abortion. I want y'all to fathom that for a second. Somebody says they will take care of the child. I will sign any paperwork to say you have no financial responsibility. And I will take care of the child. And that woman decides she's still going to have the abortion. And y'all going to tell me, well, I'm the one who has to carry it. So you don't want to gain weight, but that man wants to take care of the kid. How fair do you think it is that you are allowed to have an abortion if that man says he will go to court and sign over everything? He will sign and say, I will take care of it. You'll have no financial responsibility. How fair do you think that is for that man? And that happens.
I'm not answering the phone. Click the link.
As a mom, we carry most of the weight. So if men tells me he don't want to have a baby with me after fertilizer, I'm leaving his ass and going to the clinic. Okay, well, that's honest.
Why don't you just click the link? Go ahead.
Did he just say women have abortion because they don't want to gain weight?
No,
that women don't want to go through pregnancy because
he said he was joking.
Do you see how I said Do you see what y'all know? Let me talk on this. Do you see what y'all do? I said, what if a man wants you to have a kid? What if a man says he wants you to have the child and you don't have to have any financial responsibility? He will sign anything. Because I've seen this happen too. And a woman says, no, I'm still having the abortion. How fair? This is what they do. They hear me crack a joke about, oh, you just don't want to gain weight. And they miss the whole thing.
Wait, time out. Time out.
They missed the whole thing. I'm not joking. You know what? That was my bad. I'll take responsibility. I'm not going to joke. A man wants the person to have the child. He doesn't want that child to be killed. He wants to raise the child. And the woman still says, nope, don't care that you're going to take care.
Nope, don't care. It's my body, my choice. I'm the vessel. Now, say what?
I took care of a kid for 21 years that was not mine. If a woman claims any social service has to identify a dad, if he doesn't dispute it or claims the child based on what she says, he is on the hook.
It wasn't yours, though, homie?
I didn't know that.
Damn. Oh, that wasn't his, though.
What about the turkey base? And that's a true story. Those are facts. The man didn't consent. Come on. What man is passing up the pee?
The pool 990.
Well,
it happens. It happens.
I'll tell you what.
Anthony Edwards.
It better happen. Financial Rebel, really? Did she drag him or did he get drunk? See?
Yes, I mean, there are.
Do you see? Do you see?
A man has said, no, I don't want to do it. And it so happens.
I told you they're not going to believe it.
The trickery.
Yes, it happens. I agree with Kamar. Even with paternity test in hand, judge, bro, you still have to pay. Even with paternity test in hand.
It ain't mine. Judge said, nah, son, you signed off originally or something. This is you. Hold that.
Sean, I knew I didn't want any more kids, so I went behind my kid's father's back and got fixed. If I didn't, I would still be pregnant.
Well, she's not married, so it ain't behind. She did it sneakily behind his back, but it was her body, right?
That's a whole nother subject. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Hey, it's your body. He took her to court and tried to force her to see the child. He took her to court and tried to force her. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's tough. Yes, LC, bigger condoms, gorilla condoms. Man, shut up. Just
I don't know what y'all
again, you are skipping over pregnancy. That is a large factor, not just the child being here. I know. So you decide you're not going to go through the pregnancy, even though he said he'll take care of the baby. Maternity mortality is also outrageous in this country, especially for black women. Yes, I do agree.
That's true.
And dudes get killed in jail every day.
You need to take sex more seriously.
That's a fact, Afro. 21 years, not 18 like I thought. Oh, damn.
Oh, the extra additional schooling, huh?
He can go find someone else to have a...
Somebody else. She said, not with me. 300K
is my estimate. Estimate what I paid. There's a lot of men taking care of kids that are not there. Shout out to them. You have no idea how dangerous pregnancy and giving birth can be. I absolutely, because Stacy had to get rushed back into to get operated on. So stop assuming that you know everything.
That's the closest thing to death is giving birth. And y'all don't understand. That's what she be saying, Mike. That's what she be saying.
And if that's the case, why are these young girls still recklessly letting people shoot up the club then? My great grandmother raised plenty. My great grandmother raised plenty of children who aren't her, so it happens. Kamara and Mike, both of these scenarios are very rare. Most times, the man wants to be at the scene of the crime. What does that mean?
While they are rare, they still happen.
What is rare? Like, how do we know it? In NYC, men received $30,000 after DNA proof he wasn't the dad. His child support returned with some of it. I didn't want any more kids and didn't want my tubes tied. So me and the mister had a standoff about getting snapped. Snipped, sorry. Snip, snap. All right, Jay Black, you just said the most important statement people need to take having sex more seriously because it's not just for your pleasure. The life of another human being becomes a part of the scenario. Absolutely. Depending on the state, 18 or 21. Okay.
All right, here we go. All right,
All
so
right, let me get
we
this.
caught up with all
All
your
right.
comments now.
Whew, that was a lot. All right.
That was a lot. It was a lot.
All right, y'all. And listen, y'all gonna comment on this, and I promise if I hadn't gotten pregnant, he would have found a way to blame me. If I had gotten pregnant, he would have found. Oh. When my wife had Olivia 3 years ago, C-section, I saw all her innards. Yeah, them C-sections is crazy. All right, so this is an Uber. This is an Uber ride. So let me explain this to you, Kamari, because I'm going straight to y'all because I'm tired. I'm tired.
Let me drink another sip of coffee. Go ahead.
So the Uber driver picks up the passenger, and I guess the passenger forgets something and wants to drive back, but they've been driving for a minute. I think it's a she, but people got squeaky voices like me. Maybe it is a dude. I don't know. So this is what happens when I think it's a she, but maybe I'm wrong. Says, can you go back? Can you scoop around? Then they get into a little back and forth. Obviously, I have to say the passenger is black, the driver is white. I almost need to take a nap before I play this, but go ahead. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
I need to run back home. It should charge whatever it's gonna charge on the app if you go back.
I can circle around, but then I'll have to cancel the ride because I'm already too far away. So I can loop back around, but then you'll have to reorder it.
No, because then I'm gonna be paying the whole $13 again.
Let me know what you'd like me to do. I'm gonna drop you.
Go, drop me off because that's stupid. I'm not about to pay a whole nother $15, $20, $13.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
Okay.
Thank you. Never been through this. This that white shit. So please.
Okay. And nothing to do with race, but if you're gonna act like a nigger, then be a nigger.
Whoa!
All right.
Thank you.
And get the fuck out of my car.
I will.
I didn't see that.
Nigger.
All right, so.
Okay, he didn't have to call him the N-word, but that nigga in the back seat was doing too much. Huh? That nigga in the back seat was acting like a nigga. He was doing a little bit too much. And I can call him a nigga.
All right, so that's his opinion, but I just want to go to where it goes left. Nothing
to do with race, but if you're gonna act like a nigger.
When she brought up the white shit, so I want to give everybody who didn't hear it. She said, "Never been through this. This is that white shit."
Never been through this. This that white shit. So please.
Okay. And nothing to do with race, but if you're gonna act like a nigger, then be a nigger.
I'll be one.
All right.
Thank you.
And get the fuck out of my car.
I will.
Nigger.
All right. Whoever wants to go first, because I'm exhausted from the reproductive rights. I just want to play pizza. I just want to chill. Whoever, go ahead, take it. Whoever's opinion.
Now let Kamari go.
Go ahead.
I don't really have much for this. I mean, I hate to say this. I think there's more people that are racist that let on anyway. Was she being ridiculous or he being ridiculous? Yes. Did she have to say it was white shit? Yeah.
Ridiculous though.
Like, I hate the N-word. I don't like to use it. I don't think anybody has the right to use it, even black people. But, well, let me take that back. We all have the right to use it. But I don't think black people should be saying it. And definitely white people should not be saying it. But this is what happens every day, B.
Now, is she wrong? Well, is it racist that she made it racist? Was that just a response when she said this is some white shit? Like, I take that personal if I was white, and then he launched back into his slur.
But white shit isn't necessarily a slur. Being called a nigger is a slur.
Facts.
Well, but you set it off.
You set it off, but there's different levels to it. So neither one of them were right in the situation, but he was in his KKK white hood bag. If he had his hood right then and there, he would have put it on.
Yeah, the hard R.
Jay, so you said you don't know why she was wrong at all?
I don't see where she was wrong. She was clearly frustrated because he was on some not wanting to accommodate something that could easily be accommodated. So she felt that the racial tension probably deep down immediately. Like, dang, this is an easy fix. You still getting paid, just swing back real quick and we good. He talking about, no, it clearly wasn't that far. As he spent the U-turn, he was at her spot.
No, so he was going to have to pay. I mean, but she was being difficult.
I don't know. It wasn't. That could have been accommodated. So I could see her defenses up. Like, damn, homie. Like, what's good? Let's just get this going. So
that was. Have you ever driven Uber, Jack?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He ain't never driven Uber.
No, I ain't never driven as an Uber driver.
I have. The pricing is a little bit different if you continue to ride and do it versus starting a new ride. So,
but he had to make a U-turn, right? All you had to do, he had to make a U-turn.
And he was already too far, so things changed. Let's just instead of us,
2 blocks.
Let's just watch it again because everybody gonna start.
It was like 2 blocks.
Whatever it's on charge on the app, if you go back.
Let's see from the time he bust the U-turn.
Circle around, but then I'll have to cancel the ride because I'm already too far away. So I can loop back around, but then you'll have to reorder it.
No, because then I'm gonna be paying the whole $13 again.
Let me know you'd like me to do. You want to drop me
off? Drop me off because that's stupid. I'm not about to pay a whole another $15, $20, $13.
Bust the Ewing.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
Okay.
Thank you.
Not even a block yet.
Now I've driven. Now I've been the passenger in Lyft and Uber. When I say you got to go back, when I ask to go back, I realize that I'm going to have to order another one every time.
Correct.
That's been my situation. And sometimes if I order it, the person will be like, "You're going to order me again." When I would have shanked his tire.
No, he
got
would,
out.
yeah.
Now that was fucked up. No, the N-word should not have come out of his mouth. I don't say it at all myself. But back to her being difficult. You have to order every time, and I've been in them hundreds of times, when I would ask somebody, unless it was out the kindness of their heart, unless it was something, unless I said, can I stop there really quick and just go get these Black and Miles, they would say yes, because it didn't change anything. It just changed the time. But if we had to go back, he or she would make me do another ride, then we would hope that because they're the closest car, that they would be the ones that got alerted.
Correct.
So that's all I'm explaining with that.
And she or he did not offer to do a tip or anything else. So,
but
again,
go back to,
Lady Q's right. The N-word is
N-word is violent. When you say,
that's
you on some white, when you on that white shit, that ain't violence. Like you see,
that's not violence.
There's levels to this.
It's how you take it. But once again, before y'all jump down my throat, it's how you take it.
You on that white shit.
You can't tell
that's
somebody. That's
violent to you?
Yeah, you can't tell you on that white shit. If you say you on that white shit, you can't tell somebody how they're supposed to take it. Now, what he said, I don't agree. He's wrong. But we can't sit up here and say that wasn't violence.
It wasn't.
We can't talk for him. If I say that to a white person,
he wanted all the smoke. He said it multiple times. You could see his whole body language. You see it when his brain shifted how he was about to respond. And then he's okay. It ain't about race, but
when did it shift? When did he?
You could tell.
Was explaining to
you can see he thought about it.
Listen.
I can circle around, but then I'll have to cancel the ride because I'm already too far away. So I can loop back around, but then you'll have to reorder it.
No, because then I'm gonna be paying the whole $13 again.
Let me know you'd like me to do. I'm gonna drop you off.
Drop me off because that's stupid. I'm not about to pay a whole another $15, $20, $13.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
Okay.
Thank you.
Watch.
Never been through this that white shit. So please.
Okay.
Right there. Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Okay, because
he's thinking. He was thinking of the response.
Wait. Okay, because she said thank you. He said okay. Everything was fine.
No.
And then
I saw him like okay.
We're watching it together.
Processing what he was going to say.
Watch.
Never been through this that white shit. So please.
Okay.
Like,
right
and he
here.
like this bit, like
They are. Yeah,
he
he's
was
doing this
processing
bit.
his response.
He's saying this bit.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everything's fine.
Never been through this that white shit. So please.
Okay. And nothing to do with race, but if you're gonna act like a nigger, then be a nigger.
He was processing.
She is the one
and he was
that
like, "What I'm about to answer."
listen. What
And
he said
scored
was
himself,
wrong.
and then
She started the dialogue after the thank you.
No, he was gangster with the whole. Well, I'm just telling you what your options are.
Because
like,
she
that ain't how you talking slick. You talk.
First of all, that is exactly how Uber drivers have talked to me. Those are your options. After you say,
I
"Oh,
just
then I'm gonna pay
cancel
$14."
No, it's a way you can talk to people that's not coming off so as curt and aggressive and like firm.
You thought he was curt and aggressive?
I felt like, yo, I'm just telling you what your options are. You clearly see she's upset.
You want me to drop you back home or not?
Wait. She's upset because her screw up is gonna make her pay more.
Dog, he went not even 2 blocks. But I
Dude,
don't
doesn't it
Her
matter?
emergency is not his emergency. I mean,
it's called compassion. It's called people. It's called
Compassion. He's
empathy.
working,
Where's
doing
empathy?
Uber.
Where's the empathy?
Do you see the price of gas?
It's empathy for 2
where's
blocks.
empathy?
Stop. Not even
where-
2 blocks.
Do we know where this was?
Dog, you don't even like this whole empathy thing. Who the fuck is giving empathy out in these streets? Like, stop.
That's what's wrong though. Ain't that what's wrong though with people? We have no empathy. Put yourself in that situation.
You're not giving
Jay,
empathy.
would you going back for free?
2 blocks? I don't see what's wrong with making a U-turn for 2 blocks.
What would you have done?
2 blocks?
If you're the driver, what would you have done?
I'm putting that spin on it, and I'm trying to get a nice tip out of her. I'm trying to have that conversation and dialogue. It's 2 blocks.
He even nice tip. Nice try, Jay. Let's watch it again.
No, let's not watch it.
Let me know what you'd like me to do. I'm gonna drop you.
Go, drop me off because that's stupid. I'm not about to pay a whole nother $15, $20, $13.
Do you want me to drop you back home or not? I'm telling you what your options are.
I'll just cancel the ride.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Like I'm bigger
Right
than
there,
you.
right there. She
telling
says
you.
thank you. She says thank. All he did was explain the situation. She says thank you. All they got to do is ride home. Once again, what he says next is absolutely ridiculous. But what I'm saying is right here, after the thank you, all you got to do is go home.
Now I have a question after this.
What up, J Pearl?
Go ahead, man.
Never been through this that white shit. So please.
Okay. And nothing to do with race, but if you're gonna act like a nigger, then be a nigger.
I'll be one. Thank you.
And get the fuck out of my car.
I will.
Gangster. Look, pop him right upside his head.
Nigger.
Yeah, he might have got slipped.
Right, clock right upside that right eyeball of his would have been hit.
Okay.
But here's my question. He had to own that camera because it was in his car, so he released that video
with no repercussions of word. Yes,
he released that video.
Facts.
That says a lot.
I ain't even peeped that. That's his camera. He
Go ahead,
ain't worried about it.
Put Miss Clark's thing. Miss Clark. He said he was too far away. He politely explained her options. Aren't the rides tracked? Yes. He told her what the options were. Jay want empathy. Jay want to blame Miss. It's too far away.
Look, I'm telling you what the options are. I'm telling you what the options are.
No, nobody would have went back because these are the options.
Y'all act like it was 2 miles. It was 2. Not
Dude,
even
it
2
don't
blocks.
matter. I'm on a schedule. I'm trying to get more rides to get paid. I'm not doing this Uber.
And you're
or
not.
Lyft.
And it's not helping any faster by me
Yes,
canceling
it
this.
is. Yes, it is. You're delaying me getting my next rides and so on and so on. She didn't have to make it racial, but he took the racial part of it way too far. No, he went way too far. No, you can do an add-on trip. Yeah, sometimes you can do the add-on trip. I've done that sometimes too. But she didn't want to do the add-on trip because if you add on the trip, you got to pay for the add-on the trip.
No, I think it was starting a new one. It's like I don't know how it works when it comes to the money.
But the pay is still different.
I know common
The
sense.
pay is going to be different if you add on a trip.
And people skills. I know
And
that.
that's when I started. When I knew that, when I needed to stop and get some black and miles, I'd be like, look, I just need to add on the trip. They'd be like, cool, add it on. Because now that's another stop and they're gonna start the rates again. I'm sure.
Miss Clark, yeah, she's trying to get a man ass. She changed the profile.
She put the thirst trap out there. He should have
let's see the picture.
Oh, Miss Clark.
Put Miss Clark up there. Put a thirst trap up there. Go ahead, Miss Clark. Go
That's a thirst trap.
Go ahead, Miss Clark. Look at that lean. Go ahead.
Look at the lean.
Go ahead, Miss Clark. Let them know.
We are so surprised as you do this because customers ain't always right. Customers are always the customer. But
listen, can I tell you how I got cussed out yesterday by my customer?
How you get cussed out? All right, wait.
I got cussed out by a client where I actually did the work and they wanted a refund because they thought I didn't do the work.
And did you prove that you did the work?
Yes, but you know,
because after that, that's the worst.
A lot of times in my field, stuff is out of sight. It's not tangible. You can't feel it. But they don't factor in, you know, calls to the IRS and helping people out. In fact, you gave them a discount on the rate. You know, but
they ain't factor all that in that you gave them a discount on the rate. Matter of fact, I'm definitely calling you today because I need you to walk me through that portal thing. For some reason, I'm doing something wrong. Either that or I got to take it from the top. All right, Jay.
I'm 4 minutes behind on comments, Mike. Just try to breeze through them all.
All right, well, give me a second. Your tardiness doesn't make my reading get any better. The comments stirred up that new Trump boldness. We live in the age of Trump, and these folks feel way more comfortable speaking like this. Go ahead.
That's a fact.
They both are wrong, but damn. Okay. He's okay. He's okay. Showed him taking that personally. Jay Black is right. Okay. He's gonna get fired from Uber. Start a GoFundMe. Raise $250,000.
That's how all the races gonna come out and support him. That's real.
Lady Q said she definitely tried to punk him and got frustrated when he didn't go for it. Absolutely. But the R, no. But she tried to punk him. She thought that white shit was gonna work. Let me tell y'all something. Even before Trump, y'all gonna stop thinking that y'all can punk all these white people. Let me explain to y'all something.
Yeah, champ.
Human beings. They are human beings. They are human beings no matter what color they are. They are human beings that inhale the smoke and want the smoke when they wake up. So stop playing. She invited it. She said that is some white-ish. She started. We can't start it and not expect a response. He was waiting his opportunity to get his office.
He was waiting.
Listen, I ain't
this is my chance. This is my chance to call a black person a nigga. I'm not going to miss this opportunity. Let's go.
I'm not gonna disagree with y'all, but we do be trying to read people's minds. He had that since Tuesday, right? He had that built up since Tuesday. No, remember when he went to the Wild Wild, the black lady told him that he couldn't use his points on that particular, and she was black. Yeah, there were two things can be true. I would have made my comment in my head, not out loud, and he shouldn't have had called her that. Yep. Wait, let me take back my comment because I get mad as hell when someone says y'all to me when I didn't do anything. Y'all definitely feels violent to me. Because do you want to fight me or what?
Oh, God. Y'all, who is y'all? She do get a feeling like y'all don't say y'all.
Well, what is it?
Use peoples.
What if there's multiple of y'all? He said it had nothing to do with race, and then he took it all the way.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with race, but you want to act like a nigga.
Which showed it had everything to do with race.
He said
it had everything to do with race.
If you want to go, we going. He wanted to say something more than that. No, I mean, what else was he gonna say? All he can do is add a bitch to it. All you can do is add a bitch after it. Either at the end or the beginning. And if you add the bitch at the beginning, you got to call bitch ass. You got to say bitch ass. If it was opposite and he said that's some black shit. Oh wait, let that sit there for a second. He would have said that a lot of white people are offended by simply being called white. They want to be oppressed so bad it's ridiculous. She called him white, and he replied by saying ninja. Violence would ensue after. No, she said he was on
what
some
up,
white
Anthony
shit.
Bolte?
What up, Anthony?
Page. I like that. I like
what
that.
Up, Ant? So go back to Ant real quick. So Ant, who is the profile pic? Because Anthony making statements with his profile pics. I don't know what that is though. Is that you?
Oh, that might not be him.
Why in disguise?
He do like Cypher. He be switching up his profile pic based off the topic or with the energy they be on.
Miss Clark, that's just Jay Black manipulating the commentary.
No, we watched it.
Who said it was too black? No, he said it was way too far. I don't know.
But we saw he spent around, he stopped and she got out.
Champ said he wanted his white woman / black child moment. Okay. The releasing of the video, diabolical.
Yeah, he put that out. He ain't worried about with the backlash. He like, I'm gonna get a GoFundMe. All my white races out here gonna support me.
Exactly.
They definitely gonna start a
Started
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. I said he's fucking. That's his fucking plan. Exactly. All right. In his head, dude, this is my time. Hey, he can't. He went for it. Sorry to hear your client use profanity.
Come on.
Well, it actually worked out. I mean, he was mad. He used profanity, but he never called me a name.
It's the quickest way to get black people in an uproar. Y'all, who you talking about? Y'all, who is y'all?
But the funny thing is, who is y'all? It'd be 3 of y'all.
Talking about y'all.
Y'all.
No, that Trump boldness. It is. That's that Trump. That's that Kyle Rittenhouse. That Trumpisms.
That's you.
Oh, he said that's him. Come on, yeah.
The rage I feel when I hear it as I might need therapy. Y'all.
She do y'all. Every time I say y'all, Mister, who is y'all? Don't be saying y'all. God damn.
It's weird because I understand why people get mad. I understand why people get mad, but do you know I use that term all the time, and I don't be talking about.
Too far.
No, Lady Q, we don't want to be looped in no BS. You are right in feeling that I'm the same. I say you. We say all. Say y'all all the time.
All right, we caught up now. Finally caught up on all.
Oh man, we all must practice emotional intelligence and regulation. I pray every day to hush my mouth. Man, I watched that Gilbert Arenas documentary on what happened in the Washington Wizards locker room with the guns. It's called Unguarded or something like that. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen 2 black men do in my fucking life.
Emotional intelligence.
God, you talk about emotional intelligence. Oh my God.
Because I would have wanted to swung on that dude. I could have seen me Hawk spitting in his face. I could see me swinging on. I just don't. In the moment, you just don't know how your body gonna react. Somebody calling you a nigga to your face after a disagreement or something you felt was unjust.
Well, Jay, since we've shared your violent tendencies, you absolutely would have sucker punched him in the backseat too.
We gotta square up. Yeah. I got you. You hemmed up right here. You losing this one, homie. You taking this L on camera
until he reached under that seat and shot you. That's why I'm glad Jay's changed. I'm glad he's more because it's not a game out here.
He just older, that's all.
I mean, yeah, he's older, but he understands. He understands there's people in that house that need him. I pray every day that a Karen doesn't try me in public because I have too much pent up anger to let it slide these days.
Okay. I need to watch that. What's the name of the documentary? I think I'm gonna watch it too.
Unguarded. It's on Netflix. It's the dumbest shit I've seen.
Unguarded.
God, my God. I was so irritated by it, and it just got worse. Then it got tragic. I said, what?
It's one of them. Like, okay.
And it's real life. I remember this happening when they brought the guns to the NBA locker room. I said, what? And I just watched
something, right?
It was some dumb that started the whole situation. Speaking of dumb, a young legend was killed in Philly.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let D1, who's somebody who's been trying to really change hip hop. And a lot of rappers have come to his cosign. I'll let him explain a little bit.
We're doing it next Thursday.
Thursday.
D Morris couldn't be here. We have some scheduling conflicts, but next Thursday is the roundtable.
What roundtable?
Watch this, Jay.
We're doing a viewer roundtable.
Watch this. Y'all better stop pressing us. Watch that.
y'all.
This is D1 talking about the tragedy that happened in Philly.
My sanity is at stake, bro. So I've been off the internet for a few days when it comes to talking about this, because like I get real messed up, man, when I see rappers getting murdered and just this culture that we have normalized, because ain't nobody shocked no more. And this young brother, rest in peace, LGP Qua, this young brother was on some positive stuff. Nobody is shocked when they hear that a rapper has gotten murdered, because we are also so used to hearing murder be glorified by rappers, right? And apparently they say they was trying to rob him for his chain. And we're so used to hearing music that's glorifying snatching somebody's chain and people showing that on DVDs and on cameras. And at this point, like y'all finna get all of me now. Like y'all finna get all of me in terms of like everything that it takes to unnormalize this stuff, bro. Cause it's not supposed to be this way, man. And we used to it. Sign this. It's the Platinum Pledge. It's on my website, and it says, I want to unify all the people who vow not to create, support, or promote music that's glorifying murder, drug dealing, and drug use, the disrespect of women, and sexual irresponsibility, because all of us are going to move forward together, because this should not be normal.
Now, I just want to put this up there. This is the interesting to me.
What?
I want to ask y'all something. Even though the radio is not the main source anymore, but it still gets paid a lot of money to play the songs. Unguarded on Netflix, yes. How much hip hop music could a radio station play if these were the standards that they wouldn't play it if it had this in it?
A lot. Because what nobody talks about, well, D1 does talk about it. Hip hop was stolen from us and it become a corporate thing. We need to call it corporate hop. So it's all about money, so-called money. And once corporations figured out how to pimp it out, that would have did it. I mean, y'all both worked at radio. Y'all realize and understand how caller influence did help that. But y'all also were there during the time where they started to centrally program everything as well. So it's not just the standards of the people in the community.
Jay Black.
Mike's ready to get me. He's taking
in our playlist, when we were doing the night show, how many songs would we been left with to play that we thought people would have wanted to hear if we went through
people wouldn't have wanted to hear? It wouldn't have been a lot because they want to hear people talking husky, talking greasy, how many clips they got, how many rounds they busting. People want to hear that violent talk. The NWA style, like that was a thing in the 90s and it just carried on. They wanted the Biggie and the Death Row and that's what sells. Mike is entertainment and people know it's entertainment, but I know you're going to say art imitates life and blah, blah, blah.
No. Kamari is absolutely right. Once the corporations knew that this was going to be a streamline to jail, that this was going to help streamline people to prison, the record labels were caught up in it. They knew it. They were part of the whole situation. But
how much could a woodchuck
my thing is, if it was just music and it was just entertainment, why was our clubs getting shot up?
That's true too.
Well, it's the people, right? Is the people that want to cause the drama. So you saying the music caused you to want to? I want to go out here after the club let out. Oh, I don't like how homie looked at me, so I'm gonna go ahead and go.
No, what he's talking about is people in that same culture in the same community are acting out these acts of violence in real time, with or without the music. So the dysfunction is there, regardless.
So you went to a Kid Rock concert, those white YTs, they wasn't wilding.
Listen, I don't care about the Kid Rock
those
concert.
Travis Barkers, music is music, right? Ain't it the individual that's doing the drama?
I just, and I'm gonna say this again. When the music that you're listening to, is literally, and I didn't live in these neighborhoods. When the music that you're listening to and the stories that they're telling is happening outside your window, it's going to hit you a little differently.
What Miss Edie say? Let's read her comment.
These video games promoting death. Yes, they are. Movies. Yes, they are. The news. Yes, they are.
GTA.
Social media. Yes, they are. Glorified death. Yes. We're immune. I understand. And this was our music that we decided that we were going to pump and we were going to add to it. Now,
but you never include the video games or the movies and all that. You always go right to music.
But the music is in the video game, so it's kind of they're linked. They're synonymous at this point. GTA has got nothing but rap songs in it. I ain't heard no rock songs in GTA. I ain't played it in a while though.
Entertainment sparks emotions.
But and unfortunately, I'm not gonna get lost that this young man who was literally going viral, trying to be positive and tell y'all what was going on. He wasn't bragging. He was using his voice and saying it the way these young people could understand it. That's just sad, man. And the snatching of the chain, and one person said, like D1 just said, we got music that glorifies snatching of the chains. LC Legs, don't take that clip personally.
She said, did I? I don't even know what they talking
Jen
about.
said, we don't know. Sorry, y'all. I'm deliriously tired. 3 to 11, 11 to 7. I just got off. Oh, damn. All right, girl.
In the hour. And still rocking with us. Okay, Ashley.
Still rocking with her.
Get that money. Get that money.
All right, so we got some time.
Play DMX in the club because it would make everyone want to fight. Nikki said they couldn't even play X in the club. Cats want to get hype. Remember Onyx want to get you to jump around?
Try hosting a show and try bringing on the Locks to the stage. and never being able to get them on the stage. Because the first time they started fighting. Then the second time, promoter says, yeah, bring them back on. We stopped the fight. And I said, you really want to bring them back on? And they said yes. And that song and that intro said, everywhere we go, people want, and they never got.
We are.
And they never.
We tell them.
Yeah, it's hype.
This is D Block.
And guess what?
Mighty D Block.
We never got to the beat, Kamari. The beat never dropped.
I remember that night.
The beat never dropped.
I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see that.
It was the one time.
I probably wouldn't want to see that.
I'm not exaggerating. It was so violent that the floor was shaking. And I knew all the little spots to get out at adrenaline. I knew how to skate through the part that they closed off and all that other stuff. But when I realized that I was in the DJ booth and I couldn't get out,
yeah, that was a classic.
People get crunched. God, it's horrible that we're laughing, but you gotta laugh. Kamari Facts is so true. The fact that there are so many songs that glorify violence that would hardly be any songs that could be played speaks volumes to the issue plaguing our community. It is, but I believe in these young people. I believe in them. D Block, hot beat drop, my head rocking. Yes, Ashley, I know.
I gotta go back and listen to that.
The beat never dropped. The beat never dropped. Dog, I would yell that in the middle of songs that weren't even the locks. It could be any song, and I just drop the music and say everywhere we go, and they start singing that shit. It was ridiculous. Do we have any financial questions? Oh, yes, we do. Wait a second. So, Financial Rebel,
yes,
gave us some a financial suggestion. He gave us a financial suggestion on, and I just want to tell you, as of right now, Financial Rebel, our stocks are up. We've had a good day. It was 0.13%. They were up. So we're up. I don't know if Jay's been checking his today. Tuesday will be my next.
I didn't check, man. I got to check. Okay.
But wait a minute. There's another part to this, right? Because y'all supposed to ante up.
Okay, what?
Put that $10 in.
Yeah, my check Thursday. My deposit goes in Thursday. So far.
Today's Thursday.
That's the day.
No, that's I messed up. That's not my check.
See? Niggas
that's my co-parent. That's my co-parent.
You on that nigga shit.
Man. No, that's my co-parent's check.
Jay, you wildin'.
No, her check goes in today. I said my check. I mean, we pay the bills with it. My check technically. Yeah, her check does go in today. Oh, good shit. I want y'all, my bad, you guys, to imagine being a black cop in the heart of North Philly. Then imagine being a white cop in the heart of North Philly.
I think the white cop would probably get more leeway.
You want to tell us, Cypher? I would be interested to know what the difference is. But you got to share the evidence. So anyway, we got the Financial Rebel, and our stocks did go up. So is there another thing that we should do, or should we just chill putting money in this every week for
Let's
a while?
go on to that. Let's keep it simple. Keep it simple. The key to all this is.
I'm sorry. I just
listen. I want to play it myself, but
yeah, I was like, wait, it's been a minute. I was just talking.
Listen, don't play that, Jay. You want to get trademark infringement. You want to get trademark. You want to get flagged, bro.
That's how long they did it. That's how long.
Just like that.
Okay,
all right, so what we're doing is every week I have Jay and Mike. And matter of fact, I'm gonna join in with y'all. We're putting $10 into a stock, and this is not financial advice. This is just a recommendation. But we're putting money into what's called an ETF or a stock called VOO. And I'm encouraging them to just put it in, set it and forget it. Don't sell it. Don't spend it. Just invest it and let it stack. That's it.
Now, my thing was,
I'm doing another $10 right now.
When you start doing stuff like this, you start getting trigger happy. You're like, is it better to just put more money if you have extra money in this? And it's just like one of those, what's the word? When it's not overly aggressive. It's just one of those conservative stocks that just seem to move in the right direction most of the time.
So that stock is what's called Vanguard S&P 500. So that stock invests into the S&P 500, which is the 500 largest stock in America. And here I'll tell you, I'm pulling up the holding chart right now, and I will tell you exactly what you're buying.
Oh, okay. All right.
And by the way, this is not my money. I'm not investing it. Vanguard, if anybody knows who Vanguard is, they run this fund. Give me 1 second. And I know it off the top, but I just want to be accurate when I say this. Fund holdings. Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, not this Thursday. The Thursday.
All right. So the top.
No, it was scheduling. The viewer roundtable will happen, people. Next Thursday, D. Morris.
Okay.
Dr. Aaron Smith. We're going to have Lady Q. We're going to have Legs. It's going to be a viewer roundtable. We're going to have some topics Mike is working on. It's going to be relationship topics.
Mike is working on.
You know?
So hold on, Jay. So Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway B. Now, if you know, we talked about this on the show last night. Me and my co-host Jimmy talked about we just brought shares of Berkshire Hathaway B because we want to go to the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting next year. And one of the requirements is you have to own that stock. Google's also owned in this investment, Broadcom, Tesla, and Google. So that's what you're getting. Those are the top performing holdings, or the top holdings in that investment.
So is it a contradiction for us to, is Elon out of Tesla? Is it a contradiction for us to invest in something that's investing in Tesla?
No. I'm going to tell you why.
Thank you. Tell me why, please.
So the S&P 500, again, is an indice that is controlled by the S&P 500, and they pick, based on their criteria, the 500 biggest companies. Every pension fund, every 401k plan, all have this in there. Now, it might not be VOO. It might be another thing called SPY. Nothing confuse you, but that investment is still being invested in. There's nothing you can do that. It's bigger than rap.
Okay.
It's bigger than rap.
Come on. And I know you do taxes. So I'm sorry if I'm berating you with financial questions like you.
No. So listen, my dad was a tax accountant. I became a tax accountant, but my major was finance. I was also a financial advisor. I was also what's called an institutional money manager. So I was the guy who would go and buy investments for people. I love stock. I could talk about stock all day long.
Okay, so this is not stock, and it's kind of. The IUL, the index life insurance, the IUL life insurance.
Index life insurance, yes.
This seems like a win-win to do. Is it a scam? It seems so like win-win, but it seems like so many people are doing it. Where you could basically, because you can borrow from your life insurance. Mm-hmm. Is it real?
Yes, it's real. But let me ask you this: is a Corvette real? Is a Maserati real? Is a vintage 1968 Shelby Mustang real? They're all real, right?
Right.
Everybody shouldn't have them or can have them. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to start off with this. And I want everybody to remember this. I don't care what anybody says about finance. Personal finance is personal. Personal finance is personal. Personal finance is personal. Got to get my Dr. Umar on. Everybody shouldn't do what everybody else is doing. It just doesn't work like that. So IULs are a form of life insurance. There are about 4 different types of life insurance. You have, but you can break them down into 2 categories. There's cash value life insurance, which IUL's in it. And then there's non-cash value life insurance, like term life. All right. So you want to be able to get as much insurance that you need to be able to cover you if you don't make it home tonight to take care of your family. Life insurance is there to replace income. All right. Now, all these people who are running around saying create a bank, all of that, that's cool. And that's something you can do. But a lot of people don't have the funds or the education to understand how these products work. The IUL is very expensive. It has a lot of, I won't say problems, but if you miss a payment on an IUL, your policy will be surrendered and you will lose everything in it.
Lose everything you invested so far.
Correct. If you want to take money out of that, you have to deal with what's called surrender cost or surrender fees. You need to know what they are. So yes, it can be a good strategy for the right person in the right situation. It can be a horrible strategy for the wrong person and in the wrong situation. So it just really depends.
If you ever late on your bills, this ain't for you. Cause I'm gonna be on time. No, you're not. No, you have a history.
Would that be something? This sounds so basic, but would that be something you could have it deducted out of your account monthly, so you don't even think about it? It just comes out, and you have to do an effort to try and stop it from coming out.
Yes.
Okay. LaShawn.
Somebody earlier wanted to know if you had $500 right now. Where was that at? Miss Edie said, if you got 500, where would you put that 500 investment in right this second? You had it just.
It depends on what you need. Again, personal finance is personal, but Miss Edie is my homie. We've been rocking for years. And I don't know if she saw it last night. Last night we covered, if you had $5,000, you could then turn into $1 million if you just bought one stock. And there's various stocks that would have helped hit that bill. For example, if you bought Microsoft over 30 years ago, put $5,000 in, it will be worth $1 million. Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, things like that. I'm not really into the hot stock picks, but Ms. Edie, what I'll say is, if all you had was $500 and no savings or nothing, I would probably take $250 and put it into cash. And this is not a recommendation. I'll take the other $250 and put in VOO. And then I would continuously invest in it every time you get paid. That's what I would do.
How long $250 in cash? What does that mean when you say take
$250? So listen, a lot of reasons why people are in major credit card debt, like right now we're up against Americans, they have over like $1.5 trillion in credit card debt. Oftentimes that's because people are uber consumers and they've been programmed and trained to be broke and become consumers. A lot of times they say, you know what? I don't have the cash for this right now. I'll put it on credit card. Because there's no discipline there. And so if an emergency arises and you don't have the cash and you say, all right, I'm gonna put it on credit, and then what normally happens? You pay the minimum back and the credit card company pimps you out forever and they get paid off of it because the credit card companies never go bankrupt. And when's the last time somebody's seen a credit card company go bankrupt?
So you're saying take the $250 to pay towards your credit card debt, and then
I'm saying have it $250 aside in your emergency fund.
Oh, just as cash is stash.
Just as cash, just as straight cash. So if something does happen, because it will come up, you have something to start to build from.
That's funny. That's how I always thought. I'm glad you said that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Take $250, put it in stock, but hold the $250. Got it. How long have you, if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to give us an exact amount of years. How long have you invested in stock that you suggested that you would just throw out to us? Have you?
I don't know. And the reason why is so I've invested in ETFs for years, well over 20 years.
ETFs.
Yeah, exchange traded funds. The first one is called SPY. It was started in 1993. What I'm suggesting to you all is just a remix of that. Again, Vanguard. I've invested in Vanguard for a long time, but they are the makers of that product. It's one of the most low cost. And so.
Now, when you do, I was suggested years ago, and the lady was right. She said there's certain apps. Like there's one app that has saved me a lot of money that rises every time I make a purchase. It rounds up by $1 or so or whatever. Yep. The larger the purchase is, the larger the roundup goes. Yep. It's really worked. Like honestly, I paid for my entire daughter's Sweet 16 with it. Like I put a goal on there. I just put the goal, and I still have it. And I paid for the. I paid the entire Sweet 16.
But you know what that is, right?
What?
This is a form of savings.
Yes, that's all it is. I just don't have the discipline to do it because you forget, but it worked out. Now, the same person who I'd interviewed years ago at K104, she told me about the Acorn app. And I did the Acorn app. And I'm a conservative person, whether you believe it or not. And I did conservatively and whatever. And it worked.
What's the name of the app, she said, Mike?
Acorn.
The name,
The one that he was
Acorn
doing
app
the savings.
invested money for me. It invested money for me, and it worked. Now, when we went through the Wall Street thing and everything went crazy, it did. I saw it. That was the first time I had experience. The app is called the Savings app. Opportune. I'm looking at it right now.
How much is a lot of credit card debt? Somebody asked Kamari. Like when you consider a lot, like what do you consider a lot of credit card debt? Is it over 5,000, over 10,000?
That's a great question. I would say it's always a percentage of income for me, but I would say 10,000.
Acorn, heard of it? LaShawn said.
Acorn, that worked. It's called Opportune, and it does the savings for me, and it has really come through in the clutch. That's what I'm saying. All I'm gonna tell you is that when you pay bills, because all my bills I have connected obviously to that account, it is going to transfer that money out your account. And sometimes it's going to be $30, sometimes it's going to be $40, and sometimes when the way I used to pay all my bills at one time, when I was doing different, yes, there it is. That's the one.
Yeah, I just searched it
up. I never heard of that before, but yeah,
I never heard the new. I just looked at my play. It don't have an E on the end though, but yeah,
but the concept is old, fairly, but it's simple, right? You round the money up every time you buy a bill or spend money on it. Let's say you spend 50 cents, they'll round it up to $1. They will take that 50 cents and they will set it aside and invest it for you. And so,
go ahead.
Mike.
No, you go.
I was going to say, so it's the same principle when I'm saying you guys do it on your own voluntarily instead of having somebody else do it for you. You set up your own investments, but we all want to spend money on something. So this is another way to initiate savings and be proactive about it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't know the fees on it though. So,
yeah, there is a fee. There is a fee once a year.
I think that's when I stopped.
Yeah. That came out, which I had no problem with, because once I saw it save me that much money, I was like, listen, I'll just take the hit. And I never paused it. Even when I was struggling, I never paused it. And it's coming through in the clutch. Listen, this is not advice. I'm just telling you it worked. It worked for me.
Jay, do me a favor, pull that Don Johnson comment back up. So Don is also my homie. And Don is always on it. Don just recently retired too. So he's about that life. He's about that savings and investment life.
Nice.
So he's speaking about credit cards, and I agree with this. Anything you can't pay off in a month is a lot of credit card debt, right? So every time you use your credit card, you should be able to pay that off, I would say, within a month, 2 months at tops, because again, emergencies do happen. But people get carried away with the credit cards. Oh, I want these new jeans. I want this. I want that. Now, there are some people, and I don't want to confuse people, who will pay all their bills on credit cards, the wreck of the rewards points. But they will then pay it off every month, not to let the credit card interest creep up on them.
Yes.
If you don't have that level of discipline and cash flow, I wouldn't do that. But it could be a great.
Oh, the Black Republican agrees with you. D. Morris, he said bet. He all about financing and money, so he agrees with you. He said bet.
And the one thing about that, we know what's funny, financial, and maybe you can explain this to me. Now there are a lot of bills that won't let you pay with a credit card, like car payments. There are a lot of car payments that they will not let you use a credit card to pay it, which I'm totally confused. It's almost it's almost like collusion. It's almost like the credit card companies and the banks who you're getting the loans from when you buy a car. It's almost like this little game where they're like, no, don't let them pay. Even though you have the credit card is open. So you have $700 on that credit card to pay, and they won't let you pay with a credit card. What is the basis? Why do they do that?
Well, think about it like that. Why would you use a credit card versus a debit card?
Don't they still get their money?
They do, but typically when you use a credit card versus a debit card, you have more control. You're able to pull the money back or challenge any payments a lot easier than you can with a debit card.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. But I did that for a while, and when you said that, I racked up when my credit score was outrageously good. I did that, and the discipline was you did get those points, and it helped with my fly points. I was
what Sean
flying a
is
lot
saying.
for
The
free.
fund do that. Yeah, you get your cash back rewards, you get your frequent flyer miles. You got to pay it anyway. So
it depends on the card. Every card is different, but yeah, you can definitely rack up some points for paying stuff you had to pay anyway. But again, a lot of people get jammed up because they'll do that. Then they'll let the credit sit.
Let it build. Now
Or,
you got,
and the interest. The average credit card interest rate is like 21%.
I got time.
It ain't enough reward points. It ain't enough reward points in the world to beat that if you let that money sit on there. So you got to be able to pay it off right away.
But before I lost my job, the great thing was I was paying so many bills on like an American Airlines credit card that I got through them. It was like a Visa through American Airlines, and I had a Visa through Spirit that I was getting so many miles, and I was paying it off. Like I was putting it up there and letting it sit there because somebody told me you can't just pay it off that day. There's a certain thing. Can you pay it off that day?
Most times you can.
So I used to wait till like you said, the month. I would have the date to pay the bills, and I would pay it. So I was getting all these freaking fry miles. How about, have you heard about the Upside app for gas that gives you money to but first they don't have any gas stations. And have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. I'm sure it's out there. Like I see a bunch of different financial products. I mean, for me though, a lot of those products are geared towards making you spend money.
Yeah.
Right. For me, mindset is everything.
Yeah.
I feel we should be in the mindset of gathering assets. And the only way you do that is by saving and investing. Yes, we got to eat. We got to have shelter. We got to have clothing. We got to put gas in our cars. But the first thing we should be thinking about is how to make our money make money for us. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to invest that money.
And this is my last question because I'm running late. I gotta get to work. Do you think that you should get your kids life insurance early, like when they're like 18, 19, 20, 21, get their own life insurance policy so it can build up for them, and then maybe they can borrow from that life insurance policy?
You want to hear a story real quick?
Yes,
story about me? So my dad, I told y'all he passed, so I'm still going through all his stuff now. He brought a life insurance policy for me when I was born, and it now has cash value in it. And so I can now use that cash value as the bank. But he got it when I was so younger. The health issues, health things don't matter. Now, if I were to get that policy, it'll be a couple dollars. And I do have some health issues, so it'll be a lot harder. So yes, you can do it. It's okay to do it if you have the means. Again, personal finance is personal. You will see some very popular people, financial entertainers on TV tell you not to get life insurance on your children.
Yeah, D. Morris said he got Fidelity for his kids, and he got, I guess, custodial accounts.
Yeah, but that's not life insurance. But that's a separate thing. But yeah, that's cool too. I'm about to do that as well for my 3 grandchildren. But I think it could be a good thing. I think it could be a good thing.
Much better.
All right,
now,
and because I really got to go. One more question. At 54 years old, you're over 50. You don't have life insurance. What life insurance would be a suggestion if you have any?
The amount you can afford.
So let's say you can afford $200 a month.
Okay.
Is there a particular life insurance company that you would go to, or is it just you just got to shop and see around?
I would shop around and see what it is. Most insurance companies are regulated by their state, but I would tend to stick with bigger brands because they tend to have better customer service. But yeah, term is fine.
And getting whole life insurance.
You can look at a 20-year term, 30-year term, and then maybe you might want to look at a combination of term and whole life, maybe, just to make sure the coverage is there for the entirety.
What company? LaShawn said, give her a company name, darn it.
All right.
So again, I'll give you a bunch of companies. So you can start with my policy is with New York Life, Omaha Life, Prudential. I would look at all those. And when dealing with a life insurance agent, because I was once life insurance licensed, talk with somebody who can sell to any product. They're not what's called a captive agent, right? You want to be able to go with somebody who can shop at any company. And we could do a whole
whole is high.
I would love the whole is high, but it's also guaranteed. And so again, you can customize your insurance portfolio for your needs. Personal finance is personal. I'm saying that for a reason.
But go ahead,
we should do a show on this, on life insurance, or at least have a show, because we can tie in some fun with this as well.
Okay.
I know I got to get life insurance. I know.
All right, life insurance.
Yes, you do need Jay. You need life insurance, Mike. You need
Last
life
time
insurance.
I wanted a $1 million policy.
All right, I gotta wrap up. I gotta go. All right. All right, we're gonna definitely. I just wrote that down. All right, y'all. Kamar, thank you. Financial Rebel. You already know he's here every Thursday. I will send you the link tomorrow. The roundtable tomorrow. We're gonna talk.
And if y'all know a life insurance specialist, get them on the show.
I'm your life insurance specialist.
That can get us an account. I
got you. I'll tell you what to do.
I don't want to go to no doctor either. I don't want to do no whole.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also